Hey everybody,
I'm Caleb.
I'm Sir.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title. Guys, we are back for VINLAND SAGA. This is Season 2, Episode 9.
Oats.
Are we breaking it? Are we keeping it? We'll find out today. But make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Let us know in the comment section what you thought of Episode 9 in particular. Hope you guys are having a great week. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon. You might find some things you like over there. And for the time being, we're going to punch it. Love ya.
He put the beats on somebody last we saw.
Goat.
Oh.
Whoa. Why does it look like that?
You finally made it to Finland.
Brother's taking a dirt nap.
That's where Dad was.
The song I play every time I get into the car.
Yes. True.
Oh, this child voice.
Yeah.
夢かああ恐ろしい父上殺されちゃってたよあちこち戦場を渡り歩いて化け物みたいな大男と戦ってしまいには奴隷と来たね
I wish it was just a dream.
He thinks he's Aaron Yeager, bro.
Man is about to have the worst dream sequence.
Worst wake-up call.
Damn, jacked.
Jesus.
Man, he hit that REM cycle real fast.
Bro got knocked out.
Oh,
He held his own.
he did it. The suplex worked. Nope.
いい加減に倒れろ
Cross counter. My favorite punch in all of anime.
俺たちがお前らに劣ってるかどうかはっきりさせようじゃねえか
This dude's crazy. Let's get out of here. I mean, it 2v4, 1v3, you know? That's crazy.
覚悟しとけよ
Uh-oh.
奴隷のくせにこんだけはしゃいだら半端な罰じゃ済まされねえぞ
You started it.
勝った
If this is winning, then yes.
Is that
Oh,
Taurus.
he looks scary. I'm not gonna lie.
looks a bit nettled?
父上聞いてよもう今すんごい夢見ちゃってさたくさん矢が飛んできて父上なんか
血の匂いがする
Turns around, has
誰を
arrows.
殺した
Who did you kill? Yeah. Ooh,
その剣で
a lot of people. Wow. Oh, God.
Is that looks like Einar. Ah!
Jeez. God, he's old again. Frick. Oh, it's him.
Gosh, man.
お前を守るために守るための力だったんだすまなかったトルフィンお前にはまだ伝えるべきことが教えなければいけないことがたくさんあったのに
Yeah.
これは俺が
すまなかった。
俺のしたことなんだ。
お前を一人残して。
父上、待て待て、父上。
Oh gosh.
今ならお前にもわかるだろう。お前に敵などいない。誰にも敵などいないんだ。
Oh no.
Yikes. Oh.
傷つけて良いものなどどこにもいない。
Oh gosh.
いなかったんだ。
They both
They're
do.
the same.
Yeah. Well, he remembered the phrase. Wow. Whoa.
Let's get it box.
Gosh, dang, man. And they did the color combo from the intro, too. Gosh. Ugh. Dude, that's so creepy.
Oh! That's goop. That's not water. That's
Blood.
blood. Oh no, the eclipse. Oh god. Ew.
That looked like Griffith's helmet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Endlessly fighting.
Oh, they're just killing each other. Wow.
Nah. Oh.
It's pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Just fighting until the end of time. That's what they say. Oh.
Oh!
Yeah,
shit.
this is kind of Valhalla in its own sick way.
Oh.
I don't imagine this is what they wanted. Tours. Oh, just anywhere.
Berserker.
Oh!
Dang.
Yeah, they're enjoying this.
This is what the Vikings long for.
Oh!
Bjorn! Oh, dude!
Zerking all the way. Oh my gosh.
That
That's
is
so
him.
cool.
If this is what you want, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah!
Yeah? This is what you longed for.
Let's hear that voice.
まだそんなところに引っかかったのがトロフィーよ。
THORFINN.
Fucking love it.
Oh wow, look at that.
Fresh blood on it.
ようご無沙汰。
Oh, cute, dude. That's really cool. In a horrid way.
In a very horrid way.
This is cool for us, not for
Not for Thorfinn.
This is the worst thing he's ever seen.
こりねえやつだな。お前。
No, he doesn't.
また戻ってきやがったのか。
食べ腹なのか。
え？マルハラだ？ここがあの世だってのか。冗談じゃねえんだよ。あの世ってのはもっといいところだ。よく見ろ。写しよそのものだろうが。ここはクソどもの吐きだめだ。
Dang.
戦士が最後に行き着く
All warriors end up here.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
究極の戦争状態だ。勝敗はない。終わりもない。
Dude, this is like
ここじゃ自分以外は全員敵なのさ。
Everyone's your enemy.
it's like the 7 layers of hell.
自分以外全員敵。
覚えてるか、トロフィン。お前もかつてはこの世界の住人だった。幸か不幸か、お前は一度自分がうつろになった。
Oh wow.
だからここを抜け出すことができたんだ。ここに引き込んだ張本人が言うのもなんだがな。お前は運がいい。ここから出られるやつなんてそうはいねえ。
You just get caught up in it. Fall in love with
野
it.
郎見てるよ。
It's the only thing they know.
戦士でいっぱいだったお前の中の器は
Big old reset button.
まだ戦士だ。怒りに任せて人を殴った。だからまた戻ってきた。
Was it rage or was it justice, though?
俺はまだここの住人だ。今だってもう手が限界なんだ。
But they haven't given out yet.
情けない。俺はつくづく成長しない人間
I
だ。
think stopping yourself here is growth, honestly.
Yeah.
俺はってか
me.
やれやれ。内政も結構だが目は開けとけよ。
Oh!
すげえのが足元に近づいてる。
There's the War Z thing. Ew, get up. It's climbing into you.
恨み事の一つを聞いてやるのが筋じゃねえのか。
Well, what do they want to say?
そいつらみんな
Oh my
お前
god.
が殺した
That's
人
a
間だ
yeah.
He killed so many people.
That's a lot of dead people.
Doesn't even look like people in that shot. It just
No.
looks like a conglomerate of nonsense.
Oh, that's sad and terrifying.
あなただ。あなたたちはどこの誰なのかわからない。
Damn.
いつどこであなたたちを殺したのか
Oh, jeez.
思い出せない。
野暮な連中だな。
He's getting busy with them.
おい、エサレサしてる暇はねえぞ。
Climb.
ここにも舌がねえんだろうが。
Ugh, gosh.
さあ、そいつらをぶら下げたまま登れ。
Yeah, do better.
Thank you, Spirit Realm Masculine.
No, even in the end,
それがお前の
still
戦い
helpful.
だ。
Even if you're definitely not real.
行け。
Wow, come on, man.
殺したそいつらを連れて本当の戦いを戦え。
Yeah.
And climb!
本当の戦士になれ。
Oh
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh wow!
He's doing the thing where he yells really hard.
Wow!
And he's just awake. What a nightmare. That was beautiful. Where's Einar?
He just left him. Probably couldn't carry him. He got his ass beat. Or he beat their ass and was probably tired. Yeah, it was definitely a dream.
You
You remember it this time though, right?
A true
Become
warrior.
a true warrior, is that what he needed to remember?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. You got really sleepy.
エイナルエイナルおい生きてるか
I love that angle.
You got games on your phone?
Mama said it's my turn.
Mom says my turn on Xbox. Let's go.
He's so happy about the victory.
Yeah.
お前があんやろう殴った時は胸がスカッとしたぜ。
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, if you die now, at least it was a fun spectacle, I guess, leading up to it.
どうしたお前もいたのか
Oh.
エイナル俺は今までに大勢の人たちをこの手で殺してしまった。
He's speaking his mind. Finally.
お前の家族のような名前も知らない人たち、
Sheesh.
何の恨みもない人たちを、なのに今日また人を殴った。
I knew that was gonna weigh on his heart, man.
Yeah.
I just knew it.
I mean, he literally wouldn't do it at all. This entire season.
Yeah.
俺はもう二度と人を傷つけない。
I would like to believe that, man.
暴力と決別するんだ。
Oh,
really hard.
生
how?
まれ変われた。
Oh, I love you so
生まれ
much.
変わって償いをしなくちゃ。
Yeah, baby.
Dad's
Come
happy
on.
with that answer.
Ugh, look at
See you in Vinland, son.
本当の戦いを戦うんだ。
that. Tadake.
そうかよくわかんねえけど
I don't get it.
Hey, loud and clear,
I don't
man.
know what the hell you're talking about.
I support
My
you.
head kind of hurts, but alright, let's go home.
Just end on a good note. Have the next horrid thing happen next episode.
おとがめなしだって
Yay!
バカな
Let's go, Kettle.
工場の秩序に関わる問題ですよ
Good guy, Kettle.
今朝荒らされた畑で
Banner! Let's
yours.
go!
Sir.
The coat,
They set me up.
豚に荒らされた喧嘩などなかったそういうことだ分かったな
So then he's covering for them too, to
Yeah.
make them like not be bitter about it.
yeah. Like, he's not gonna hold them accountable, but like, no more.
Oh, wow.
Time and time again, my hopes are gone.
Yes, 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 yes. No.
Felt like a victory.
Massive dub.
Alrighty, y'all. That was episode 9 of Vinland Saga. It might go down as the quietest reaction we've ever had in working title history,
Yeah.
but it was well needed.
Yeah. Just kind of had to take it in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Take in what was his What was his spirit and spirit guides telling him in that? You know what I mean? Like,
There was like a couple moments during the episode itself I was like, we haven't said anything, so I'm just gonna force myself to say something real quick, but also I hate that I have to do this just for the channel. I was like, I just wanna watch. That was like one of the most beautiful and most
horrifying at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how to really make that make sense, but I'm sure you guys understand. Like, it was so well done. The visual depiction of his heart, his mind,
what his life was.
You could say a very sour twist on the idea of Valhalla, honestly. Like, what it actually means to want what is perceived in the mythos as a Valhalla. Because I'm pretty sure in like lore, that's what they want. They want an ever-present cycle of war, accompanied by drinks and cheering, and then right back to the killing.
Never-ending
Forever.
feasting
Yeah.
mixed with never-ending battle.
Until they're called upon for like the final battle.
Which is kind of insane, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, it was kind of. Never mind. I don't want to jump too far ahead. I'll say that later.
Sure.
Yeah, but it was like beautifully put together. It was also good to see Askeladd again.
Right.
Let's go.
Turned it up because we got to hear that crispness.
Yeah. I was like, hold on.
THORFINN.
I needed to hear that beautiful voice, that manly voice.
Now, I'm pretty sure and pretty confident in our post talks we brought this up before, but just in case we haven't and it's off the channel that we've said this, THORFINN is one of the greatest voice actors I've seen in the little I have seen for anime. I'll give that, but I like his performance so damn well.
Yeah.
He is really talented.
Yeah. He honestly, like, him and Aaron, I feel like have like the craziest ranges of emotions. Or I forget the guy's name that plays Aaron, but the guy that plays Aaron, the guy that plays THORFINN. I mean, sometimes even like the way that they both like get to that extreme emotion of screaming, versus like the little happiness and then the melancholy, like just all the ranges they can hit are pretty crazy. And THORFINN's is, I mean, it's like a guttural. You know what I mean? Like you can feel it.
You can hear his diaphragm just like collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like encrusted from screaming.
And it just like I get that they're all like everybody, whether it's like this, video games, movies, they're all acting, but sometimes they're just like performances that you're like, God, I feel like you're putting like real life trauma and pain into this because it just feels so genuine.
I feel like you have to almost like to get to the level of range that they're going. I feel like you have to take yourself to such a deep place to feel that, because you can't just do the performance and not have some connection with the material that you're in. I feel like you really have to dive deep to get those kind of sounds. I mean, fans feel like you can almost hear the blood like inside his mouth. I mean, there's no blood, but like sometimes you can just feel like you can feel the pain in their performance. And yeah, I'd say like Eren Yeager's another great example from Attack on Titan. That's another like great one where you can like almost like hear the pain in the studio as if the actor himself is putting
Being,
him through like
tortured,
horrid stress.
Yeah.
I feel like they're getting beaten up in the studio to come off of that performance. Like they're like self-inflicting damage to themselves in order to like evoke these feelings.
Yeah,
it's so damn good. And yeah, Askeladd, the man's super charming. He doesn't have to do much other than kind of talk into the microphone to make my skin kind of chill.
Yeah,
it's like what's his name, Nanami from
my man.
JJK and Chainsaw Man, the other voice guy he plays, but it's something about the voice is just so like therapeutic, I guess is the proper word. You hear it and you're just a little happy in your soul.
Yeah. It's a good vibration.
It's a good vibration. Yeah. I also like the visual depictions are really cool in this episode. Even just talking of Askeladd real quick, because we'll talk about I guess the whole visual portion, but him also being like still above the rest of the people like on this pillar, which is a good visualization of like how he always was. He's always above, like mentally, he's always ahead of the learning curve for the society he was born into.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like I should be giving more props to THORFINN as a fantasy character, because this is his mind. This isn't like a... Well, I don't know if this is supposed to be perceived as like a supernatural occurrence for him, like a intervention from some outside force, or if it's just him internalizing. But if it's him internalizing this, we're seeing some deep levels of his perception of reality, and I'd say it's pretty accurate to season 1, which is actually showing a lot of development in his adulthood and how he perceives previous events, because he acknowledges the man he hates so much as being superior in how things are perceived in his life. And even still, like, he places Askeladd, if this is Thorfinn talking to himself about all this stuff, and it's his own motivation and his own psyche to get to the point of climbing up, he places that value on Askeladd, which also it just says a lot about his development.
For sure, yeah.
And it coincides with the previous episode where we were kind of blown away that he was able to let down his feelings of Askeladd and kind of give credit where credit's due, despite having such a harping desire to hurt that man.
Yeah. A lifelong desire.
A lifelong. The soul-driving purpose. Soul-driving purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess to start just talking about all the... It was more visual diarrhea, for lack of a better term, in this episode, but he fell down a huge abyss.
Before that.
Yeah, right.
So first off, we got, just to get it out of the way, we got Einar. He held it down.
Sick cross.
Thorfinn got one good punch in and was basically KO'd after that. And
he got jumped and hit with a shovel.
He did.
That's the only way they could get him was using a weapon.
Yeah, but Einar held his own against the other 4, and was excited that he had won, that they had survived, and then we kind of get put into this dream state of Thorfinn where he wakes up in Vinland seemingly, and it's a younger sounding Thorfinn. He is recalling a dream. He sees his dad and it's like, hey, like, I just had a crazy dream. Like, you got shot with arrows and I was fighting wars and then I became a slave. And very quickly his father's like, because it's almost as if it's hard because I don't know whether to take it as a supernatural occurrence,
right,
or if it's just all in his mind.
I mean, that's a hell of a profound dream to have. Like, that's so profound.
Yeah,
it's also especially coming from Thorfinn.
Yes, for sure. Who seems like one of the most dense people, or for most of his life, he's been one of the most dense people. Even from little kid to like middle, school age to even now, he's pretty dense.
Or perhaps is it just the writer saying, this is what goes on in your dreams. You can't know this because most people forget their dreams by the time they are 10 minutes awake.
True.
So I don't know.
But Tors brings up, I smell blood. Who did you kill? And then we get the flash, which we've seen a couple times now between like the OVA and the last couple episodes of younger Thorfinn in the house with the family that is Einar's family,
right,
and then older Thorfinn realizing that he killed Einar in the dream.
Right.
He stabbed him in the neck as a young boy, and recognizing him as a man. And then
wow.
And what was crazy too was like Tor's giving the kind of like rehashing his speech of like, you have no enemies, like you have the strength to protect. That's it. Like, you're not supposed to be harming people. You're not supposed to be killing people. Like, that's not the point of what you are. But that is what you've decided to do. And it was crazy, too, to even see, like, his dad was disappointed because he didn't take more opportunity to share to him what he had experienced in his life to prevent Thorfinn from going down this route. But even still, they both were getting pulled down by the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Like,
that was cool that it showed him dealing with that too. Like, it's a thing they both have to burden. Like, he's not
because
alone
of the
in that
path
fight.
they've taken in life.
Like, yeah, and even as righteous of a man that Taurus comes off as, like, that still attaches to him. He's not clean of that.
He still carries his sin and his baggage.
Right.
At that point.
It's also a really cool parallel to season 1. Like the very first episode, the starting the show with like the Vinland background with Tor's like breathing it all in, and then the quick contrast to looking down his feet and there's blood, and then it cuts to the battlefield on the ships, which is a lot like today's episode with Thorfinn transitioning into that like dark reality. But both desiring the better option, I
Yeah.
guess. If that's what you want to call Vinland, like the hope for you as a person,
Yeah.
or like maybe it's no longer like the America, which is how he perceived it, but more as like a state of being or a place you want to get to, but you're not worthy of it until you've met qualifications for it, in a sense. Or I guess you could say that's even like a heaven type of thing.
Or
if you
like
will.
a nirvana, like a state
Right.
of like a state of
Perfection.
a perfection of being, or something along those lines.
Yeah, and so that's a cool parallel, because technically got that in the first episode in a weird way, in kind of a reverse way, because Thorfinn was still in dream sequence. Thor's came out of it and went back to reality. Like he was still having things to accomplish in his life, because he wasn't he didn't have children yet. So
Well, he did at that point. He
he had
already
a
his
daughter,
yeah.
right?
But he hadn't changed really. Well, I mean, he did change because he decided before that fight that was going to be his like escape plan, because we saw the flashback with Torkel, like
Right.
you know. But anyways,
Dude, it's also like the weight of. They said it multiple times in this episode, and we saw it later on with the body pile. But just the idea of like, I don't remember the names.
yeah,
I don't remember
where you
were, where this happened.
why there was no reason. I had
Oh, man.
no gripe.
And that's even more insane, because I feel like in tropic like storytelling, most of the time when people are dealing with trauma, it's like, I remember every person, the face, and that can be true, I guess. But I feel like that isn't a real thing if you do the amount that these people do. Like, I don't imagine, not to go to completely different worlds, but like other mass murders in shows like Eren or Anakin or whatever you choose, I feel like it's just unrealistic. Maybe the ones that impact you the most, like the old lady for Thorfinn, because she was like an innocent bystander, and that might have been the first one to ever stick out to him as a kid. But like, I think it's even more disheartening to know that you've removed it's happened so often to you. And he said it too, like it wasn't even like out of discrimination, like this was just because I was a part of it.
Yeah.
And it weighs on me, but I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. He lived the life that allowed this type of behavior to exist. And because of that, everyone was his enemy. Just like in this world that they're, this realm that they're existing in. Like, the only thing that mattered to Thorfinn was being able to kill Askeladd. And, honestly, I feel like in Thorfinn's mind, especially back then, I would imagine that he has no quarrel with anyone but Askeladd. But because his only goal and option is to fight, become stronger, everyone in that instance becomes like an obstacle to his true enemy. Like, they're like mini enemies just because I need to get to him. And I loved how that, sometimes it's annoying in shows, or in stories rather, when the weight of that all can just be washed away with like a change of heart or a change of mind.
Right.
The idea that Thorfinn is going to have to, Askeladd kind of put it in terms of like, well, you might as well hear these people out, and you know what? They're going to be along for the ride, so climb and take them with you. You know what I mean? I don't know necessarily what that is going to mean in literal terms for Thorfinn. Is it going to be him, trying to become a better person and do right by these people?
Yeah.
Or is it rather just like, hey, I'm going to live a better life. You guys are the baggage that are coming with me. Like, I'll bring you to the promised land type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like what does the climb fully
Yeah.
entail? Like I honestly took it like I'm doing this not just for myself, but to pay back what I've done to you guys.
Yeah.
If I can't escape from this and find paradise, that means not that what he did was useless or that what he did can't be fixed, but like me showing that I can escape from this cycle is for all of you. It's like I'm winning this for all of us, because you guys were also part of the same type of cycle that I was part of. Because the thing that comes with the whole like non-discrimination thing, like this was more of an act of just human nature. Humans, like, maybe not even accidental intent on like hurting one another, because everybody accidentally hurts people throughout. Like, you don't even know how many people you might have offended in your life, and now they go and do something that accidentally offends somebody else and just keeps on going, and then sometimes it can escalate and get horrible. But maybe just the change of character. It's like being a net positive. Like, this is an example of like changing who you are to be a net positive rather than take the negative somebody gave you to now continue that negative.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to better myself so that this stops happening, and so other people don't come down to this place of torment.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, it's funny too, initially when I saw like all the people, and I know this isn't what they were saying, because, you know, he said these are people you killed, but in my mind I was like, oh, is this supposed to be like Thorfinn trying to not be like Jesus and go and change people, but you know what I mean, but bring people that are also warriors out of that mind state, you know what I mean, like carry them out, but in reality he's carrying the dead that he has killed along the way.
Yeah.
But it's but also, I mean, I could see it being like, hey, like there's a Bjorn out there that
needs help.
That I need to help and teach to like be a true warrior instead of that.
I don't even think that's far fetched, because in the episode we kind of left it open ended as to what this place is. He said Valhalla, and that was like the most obvious one. But then Askeladd said, like, "No, this is just. This is no different than the real world.
Yeah.
This is where all our buddies are.
Endless fighting.
I think this is where our buddies are. But this isn't like a hell. This isn't like a removed place. Because to say hell's any different than this is stupid. The world is already a hell. People already deal with this.
And what Askeladd said, you were down here at one point. Like, you were here. Like, we were all down here together. You just happened to get out of it because you were completely empty.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because he broke out of that. He broke out of that warrior mind state only because he was so broken by the loss of his purpose in life and the failure to even achieve his one goal. So that wiped him clean to, you know, start anew, but very quickly, in rage and anger, even though they did not have to fight those guys, he fell back into that, and, you know, as we saw, he was, you know, 10 broken nails and 1 slip away from, you know, falling back into that state where he probably, I mean, honestly, if he wanted to, he could just wipe the whole village, like the whole, you know, he really doesn't have to be a slave.
Right.
Because if he got back into that warrior mind state, they'd all be done for at that point.
Yeah. So, you guys ever look at like some? I don't know the artists. They've been around for, I feel like, a couple hundred years now. But the paintings of like Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we got some like inspiration today with the depiction of like the fighting, the layer of hell that's wrath. I think like people who. Very much in Viking like sense, like people who just were always like this in nature, and so their punishment is to always be in a state of combating people in like a constant, infinite field.
Yeah,
very reminiscent of that in my personal opinion. I feel like it's because how Dante describes like the levels of hell for each sin is like you reap now what you sowed in the first life. Yeah. So now you will forever reap the life that you gave to others. So the example for this one, as I said, wrath. So it was just almost sickening because Vikings, like they desire, they strive for that. So the fact that they're like joyous, they're joyous in this like state, you know, just a very weird twist to it. Yeah. And then very disheartening to see the other people crying, trying to, like they're also stuck down here, which is weird because it's like the people who also took all the flack from the people that enjoyed that life also get stuck together in that area.
Yeah. And I appreciate too Askeladd's like final, you know, send off of telling him to climb, go, fight your true battle now, become a true warrior, and you know. It's kind of like the send-off when he died, even though he was still being a little sassy at the end. But that's just who Askeladd was, of like, you know, telling him to like, not like get over it, but just move on at this point.
There's nothing for you here. Keep going.
Yeah.
Go beyond where Tor's got.
Yes, and it sucks that it took to that point to get that out of Askeladd into Thorfinn's head, but in reality there was never a circumstance where they would be able to talk it out anyways.
Yeah.
So it happened the way it was meant to. But it's just nice to know that whether it be in Thorfinn's mind or in the actual afterlife, that Askeladd is like fighting for him at that point. You know what I mean?
That
like
was so
he
cool.
had no reason to step down from where he was.
That was so cool.
But he decided, you know what, I'll go down and, you know, stop these guys for ruining our moment.
Yeah.
You know, or ruining your moment rather.
That's so awesome.
Take
Threw
off.
himself in the mud for Thorfinn to escape.
Because that's Thorfinn visualizing that. So that's
Yeah.
his realization from the, once again, I think it was the last episode, but even just the season 1 finale, him realizing what that meant when he said, "Stay back, Thorfinn. Like, don't get yourself put here." Because he wanted to join into the chaos, which would have gotten him killed by, I'm sure, Canut's people.
Yeah.
For intervening in the king's. But it was just like the extra step of what this man's going to make sure that you can live that better life.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
a weird fatherly way.
Yeah, he took the bullet in that moment. He got his get back and his revenge, but he also took the bullet to like let everyone else slide. Like he gave Canute the W to become king. He gave Thorkel an out, even though Thorkel wanted to kill him himself. It was like, that was supposed to be mine. And you know, he gave Thorfinn like the opportunity of like, hey bro, just
Stop. You
chill
don't need
out.
to follow me anymore because I'm not around. Go do
Yeah.
anything other than this.
do anything you want with your life, move on.
It's
because
honestly
now I'm
depressing seeing you.
dead. Yeah.
That's so good. And it's really funny too. I love that. It was probably planned in his mind too to go out and die and make sure Thorfinn doesn't get that kill, because he knows that it's not good if Thorfinn was to get that kill.
Yeah.
Because it would leave him getting what he wants and being extremely unsatisfied and always being bitter about it not meaning
Everything
anything
that
to him.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. This-
And I love that fucking Thorfinn finally opened up and said more. Like, he's been slowly opened up to Einar over time, but I'm just like, dude, thank God, because I think Einar is, even though, like he said, I don't really understand what you're talking about, but I hear you loud and clear. Like, I'm with you. They're boys to the end, you know. He'll ride with him for you know, as long as their journey goes together. So I like that Einar.
He wants to die so bad.
Yeah.
Don't die,
He wants
Cameron.
to
Hold on,
die.
BRB. Hold on.
It really wants to die.
He wants to die. Just
Why did you have to die?
Couldn't give us one more minute.
No.
There you go.
Oh, the cross counter. They really hit the Goku Vegeta punch.
Naruto, Sasuke, the whole nine.
Creed and Jonathan Majors' character.
Jonathan
I haven't
Majors.
seen that movie yet.
Me neither. I just know that they talked about how all the fight scenes.
It's
in the
so I like
are
it,
just
but
in-
it's annoying because every interview is like, "So Michael B. Jordan and
Do you
Mr.
like-
Majors,
Do you like
do
anime?
you like Yu Yu Hakusho?" It's like, shut up.
So Michael B. Jordan. Is there any anime you'd like to recommend?
What's your top 3 starting anime? One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Oh wow! I would have never guessed
They do
that.
that in interviews?
So
Creed 3.
in Creed 3, so Michael B. Jordan's a big
I know.
anime
anime
rude,
guy.
but in basically in the big fight scene in it, the whole fight is choreographed with like iconic anime fight moments.
Gotcha.
So like, there's a one of the most famous ones, like Goku and
Frieza.
Frieza,
Goku and Vegeta.
or Goku and Vegeta, and they like how they do this. They
They did the cross
they
counter
trade.
punch.
yeah, they trade punch. They did it in this episode.
Yeah.
But anyways, they did it in that there's like Goku, or who was it, punch Frieza?
Goku punches Frieza
In
and
the
punches
gut.
his fist like through his stomach.
Yeah.
Kazuya Jin.
Kazuya and Jin.
Yeah, and there's a couple other ones that are in there that are references.
There's
that
references-
will be spoilers later on.
Yeah, there's a Naruto reference that's pretty cool or seemingly cool.
But
Seemingly
anyways,
Naruto,
in
whatever.
every interview, they're just like, they literally asked her, like, so what's your, like, top 5 anime that you want to start? And he literally just named, like, I'm not trying to dig on Michael B. Jordan, I love him, but he just literally named, like, all of the big anime that, like, probably are not ideal to start someone out, like Naruto, One Piece,
Bleach.
Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, and Bleach.
So
which are all like the 500 plus episodes that are like, and they're old, so it's harder to get into for like a newer audience.
It's the same irritation I have for when they're doing like interviews with Pedro Pascal for anything, and they're like, "So, the internet calls you daddy all the time. What's it like being called daddy all the time?" And he just like looks at them like, "Yeah,
That's cool, man.
It's great, man.
I am your daddy.
I am father of you."
I really
It's like,
came
bro,
into
shut the fuck up.
really came into the anime community when all like the what do you call it, the
All the normies are getting
the
into it.
normies.
Yeah.
It sucks so much because I really love anime.
Yeah.
I really hope people don't perceive us as like normies when it comes to this stuff because this stuff's. So
I think
weird.
people know that we're fucking dorks, dude. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we suck, dude. Anyway.
I ain't
just-
saying all that
Just
shit.
to wrap up the episode though, and move on to Last of Us. I don't know if it's gonna go well for them. I know we got a good little check mark that everything's all good and
We're not getting held accountable.
Hader cleared it up, and even Kettle went as far as to clear the other guys who,
It was a bore.
you know, he helped them out, which I feel like will go well. But I still feel like if they tattle that info to Thorgil, I honestly really feel like it all comes down to Thorgil as the guy who's just not going to have it. Him or Snake, because both of them were kind of the ones more leading the charge the other episode with the whole punishment. So one of those two guys, if they get it reported, I feel like they're going to bring it to people bigger than Kettle and Smirkle, which is going to piss me off. But I feel like that's most likely, because this doesn't wrap up like this.
No.
I think Thorfinn is going to have his new goal of
Not fighting.
fighting challenge almost constantly. I feel like anytime there's a minor inconvenience, there's going to be a moment where it's like, should I beat the fuck out of this person? Or should I be a peaceful man?
Yeah. I wouldn't even mind as much as, like, I would just assume for show purposes, at some point he's going to have to fight.
Yeah.
So, as long as he does what, like, Tor's did. And Tor's took down the whole crew, just fisticuffs. And he didn't even majorly injure anybody. So if Thorfinn can learn to do that, we'll be good.
He's going to have to learn from Miyamoto Musashi how to fight with, like, a stick and not kill anyone. Or something, I don't know.
I'm just surprised we didn't see Femto today, flying around.
That looked so much like the Eclipse, it was crazy.
It did. There was somebody wearing a weird mask,
He
and
was wearing a
just,
silly
the
helmet.
only thing that was missing was a lot of red faces and a little flying bitch boy.
And sex.
Okay, you didn't have to say the sex part.
Guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Leave a comment down below your thoughts on this amazing episode of Vinland. Do you agree with our thoughts? Give us some of your thoughts if they don't, or if they contrast with some of ours and how you perceive this episode. We'll see you in the following. Love you guys. Punch it.
The new member of the God Hand.